Hello, ladies and gentlemen in between. My name is Crafty, and welcome to the 4th issue of PvP Legacy News. Not officially if it would be listening in any way, shape, or form, it's an independent show. We actually have news for today, so let's get straight into it. The Legacy beta for the 26.2 update is finally here. Quite fast after the version release, at least by Legacy standards. The beta comes with Sulfur cubes and potent Sulfur, allowing guides in combat. There could be more, but frankly, I have no friends to test these things with, so I recommend logging on yourself to check it out. This beta also finally comes with a fix to Roman Arena. The lore inside works once again. Collecting enough power will allow you to summon a creature from the depths. Some say it may drop special items. Is that good enough? Did I say too much? No, please. That's all the news from this beta, but don't leave yet. Yes, you. I see you trying to leave. Get back here and sit down right now. I have 2 interviews for you today in Hajek for. But before that, a word from our sponsor of today. Today we have the honour of being sponsored by me. Yes, me again. Are you subscribed to the channel? No? Then you're bloody weird, aren't you? Jokes aside, YouTube is making it harder to monetize next year, so I need your help. If you like Legacy News and want to see more videos like it, then hit subscribe, and share it with your friends, or your enemies for that matter. Just share it with everyone, even your pet hamster. This would also help me to make money, which is clearly the only important thing to me, as I am greedy and selfish. Anyway, back to the show. Some extra news for today. I have had some tech upgrades. I now have a good microphone, which is why I'm not using the voice filter anymore. The other one was very, very poo. I also have a new iPad that isn't relevant at all to Legacy News, but it's very cool. The other one was very, very poo. So, yay. In other news, my semi-co-host, or like, fellow news anchor, we haven't really figured out the titles yet. Anyway, Hajek hasn't been releasing many newspapers recently. This is due to him having nothing to cover. So if you have a small event you want covered on the newspaper, please reach out to him via Discord. And unless it's completely daft and stupid, he'll probably cover it. Somber news today. A 26-year-old man known as Pace III escaped the retirement home and came to the studio to make a comment. So it all started a few days ago. Me and my friend Shalik were playing PvP Legacy like any other day, killing no-names and aura farming, until the shock of my life occurred. Shalik joined forces with 2 randoms to attack me for the mace. Of course, me being the PvP god I am, they all lost. Shalik come to me cap in hand, begging for another chance. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. Oh goodness. I dropped the mace to him from the church roof so he could rejoin me. As he jumped up, he pushed me off, sent me to my death, and started laughing at me. Just like that, our friendship was over. 20 years of friendship gone over the mace. But I honestly, I wasn't supposed to cover subjects this serious on Legacy News, but this just sounded so tragic that I had to cover it today. Anyway, we sent Pace back to the retirement home after this. In shocking news, player Crafty17 wins an Emmy Award for his incredible voice acting of the performance Greg in the previous news episode. He humbly accepted the reward to cheers of the crowd. Some were in shock when it was revealed that Greg was actually performed by Crafty. Many believe Greg really was his own person. When asked for a comment, Crafty told me to go and shove a roll of toilet paper up my mouth. Some people watching this show probably actually come here for Legacy News. As unfortunately mentioned previously, that did not make sense. As mentioned previously, there isn't much news on Legacy, but a few follow-ups to other things that we've mentioned in previous episodes. The build competition is ending in 8 days. Once the voting phase has begun, Legacy News will be covering it as often as possible. If you still haven't started your build, you're probably it. You might want to join a team or pull all-nighters. Parallax will begin soon. And here's a few screenshots I've been taking for practice. In case you're struggling to find good shaders, if your PC is powerful, I'd recommend Bliss shaders and Patriots 32X for the texture pack. If your PC sucks, then I'd recommend sticking to the vanilla category at the event. That's all the news for this week, but stay tuned as next we're interviewing Hagyuk. To quickly clarify, the Aurelify interview is still coming, but I'm going to be putting it into a mega episode where we're going to interview 5 guests, hopefully 5, assuming everyone, whoever asks, is actually down for it, and that'll come out in the middle of a week, probably quite soon, but I just haven't had time to do it this week because it's literally been 33 degrees the entire week, and I am melting to death. Anyway, hope you enjoy the actual interview that we've got today. As you may be able to tell, I've got a new studio, and finally we can interview guests in-house. So, my first question for Hagyuk today. If you had to win a thumb war with a Legacy player, who do you think you'd most likely win against?
1. I would most likely win against Hiss, not a thumb after all. Hiss.
Thumb is quite possibly the worst person you could have picked for this. Literally, he's a thumb. He knows more about thumbs than anyone else. Literally, that was the stupidest thing you've ever done, Hagyuk, okay? Very dumb. Second question, however. Which Legacy staff member is the best?
2. Probably Honeybottle or Tumpad. Though they both have unk behavior sometimes, but it's their job to be nonchalant. Maybe even Fedpol, but he didn't do any admin events that I attended.
2 people have said Honeybottle now. That's quite impressive, Honeybottle. You are very liked. Third question. Which part of Legacy do you think looks the best?
3. Probably Full Law, Gems/Trials, and the FMAP.
So basically just everything, is what you're saying. Question number 4. Which part of Legacy? That is the wrong question. Who's the worst law player, and who's the best?
4. Well, if you mean a law sweat, then probably Fulkst/Aurelify, since they are goobets at law. The best law player who doesn't have plot armor like most do. Crafty, H4 Jick, self-glaze but true, nameless and Igarson but idcat that won.
I'll pay him later for saying me. Question number 5. How did playing Legacy affect you as a person? Have you grown from it, lost your sanity, or did it not impact you at all? If it did affect you, how would you describe it?
5. It affected me in a good way until February 2026 when I got brain cancer because of law. It also made me eyes my brain more that I usually would, and I met many new people, which I'm happy for.
Well, I am praying for your survival, Hagyuk, after the difficulty of Honeybottle Law. Question number 6. If you could give some genuine feedback to the Legacy staff, what would you like to say most? That entire part was bleeped. We cannot say negatively of the regime, alright? Like all good news stations, I am extremely biased. Question number 7. If you had to choose, who do you think is the kindest Legacy player, and why?
7. Crafty, Arson, sometimes, Termens, Feistamos, maybe someone else too, but I can't remember.
I'll once again have to pay him for saying me, but that's a good list. I think all those people are quite nice. Bonus question. If you had to ask me, the host, one question, what would it be?
Bonus 8. How much am I getting paid for this?
Right, well, now that's over, that's all we have time for today. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Legacy News, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.